Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Hoggs Obnoxious Antics over after what Flynn's pissed off son just exposed about him. Although the mainstream media has decided that the so-called activist David Hogg is untouchable and beyond reproach just because he is 17 and he is saying what the media agrees with, former National Security Advisor General Michael Flynn's son, Micheal Flynn Jr., feels differently about the bully tactics the Parkland shooting victims are implementing against those they don't agree with. As you can all probably recall, Hogg called for all sponsors of Laura Ingraham's show on Fox News to boycott her only because she made the observation that Hogg had been whining about no college wanting him on his social media account. Not to mention he has also relentlessly attacked NRA spokeswoman and talk show host Dana Loesch multiple times and his own parents. All of these attacks have been either false or misleading, but no one is allowed to call him out on these because of his victim status. Although Laura Ingraham regretfully apologized for her comments on social media, Hogg squarely rejected the apology and went on the attack of the Fox News host by calling on her sponsors to boycott the show, and sadly many have been bullied into pulling their sponsorship. But not all is great for Hogg either, just like Alex Jones's 15-year-old son challenged this bully activist to a debate after Hogg called his father a #journalist. Now former National Security Advisor General Michael Flynn's son is also taking this liberal mouthpiece to task over his tactics via a few tweets of his own. These tweets came after Alex Jones's 15-year-old son put out a YouTube response to Hogg's disrespect of politicians, journalists and even his own parents. Thank you to Micheal Flynn Jr. and Rex Jones for making it okay to defend ourselves against a bully who, because his parents didn't teach him right, is clearly out of control. Here is some more information on what this bully, David Hogg, has accomplished via CBS News. The Ingraham Angle, which airs daily at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, was the number 4 cable show on TV last month, according to Adweek, both in terms of total viewers and viewers in the 25 to 54 demographic, a coveted age group for cable news advertisers. According to Ad Age, Ingraham bested MSNBC's The Last Word with Lawrence O'Donnell in February among adults 25 to 54. Fox News, which has not offered a statement, has faced a number of ad boycotts in recent years. After Sean Hannity supported Alabama Judge Roy Moore in his campaign for the U.S. Senate, 5 companies removed their ads, including Keurig. Hannity fans then launched a boycott of Keurig, posting videos of themselves destroying their coffee makers on social media. The company's CEO later apologized. And former host Bill O'Reilly lost dozens of advertisers for his show after the New York Times reported that he and Fox News had agreed to a series of secret settlements over harassment allegations. It's unclear how much of an impact the advertiser exodus will have on Ingraham's program. The 11 who have left are a small portion of the 129 companies that have run ads on her program in the last 10 days, reports Media Matters, a left-leaning media activist group. On Thursday night, Ingraham's show ran a filler ad, indicating it could be having trouble selling. Some major national advertisers sticking with her: Gillette, Advil, Progressive Insurance. But there was also a spot from the Ad Council, which is filler for when you can't sell ads. Atlantis, Paradise Island. The Bahamas resort told The Hill on Friday it decided to remove all brand advertising tied to the program. Although we are an organization that believes in freedom of expression, we do not condone discrimination, bullying, mockery or harmful behavior of any kind, the company told The Hill in a statement. Jenny Craig. The weight loss company told HuffPost on Friday, "We have decided to take steps to discontinue advertising on this show." Nutrish. We are in the process of removing our ads from Laura Ingraham's program, the pet food company tweeted Thursday morning. Hulu. The streaming service, which has 17 million subscribers, tweeted its decision Thursday night. "We'd like to confirm that we are no longer advertising on Laura Ingraham's show and are monitoring all of our ad placements carefully," the company said. TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor believes strongly in the values of our company, especially the one that says, "We are better together," a company spokesperson said in a statement sent to CBS News. "We also believe Americans can disagree while still being agreeable, and that the free exchange of ideas within a community, in a peaceful manner, is the cornerstone of our democracy," it said. "We do not, however, condone the inappropriate comments made by this broadcaster. In our view, these statements focused on a high school student, cross the line of decency," the statement added. Wayfair. The online home goods retailer told HuffPost, "The decision of an adult to personally criticize a high school student who has lost his classmates in an unspeakable tragedy is not consistent with our values. We do not plan to continue advertising on this particular program." Stitch Fix. Stitch Fix, the clothing subscription company, tweeted, "We did not make the decision to drop our ads from the Ingram angle lightly, but believe it was the right thing to do after statements from the host crossed the line of decency." Expedia. "We have pulled the advertising," the travel site told CNBC. Nestlé. The food conglomerate told HuffPost, "We have no plans to buy ads on the show in the future." Johnson & Johnson. The personal goods giant told HuffPost it will pull advertising from Ms. Ingram's show. Office Depot. Office Depot has pulled their ads from the show, the Daily Beast reported. HTIJR. The shocking truth about when March for Our Lives was really planned. Blows narrative wide open. On March 24, thousands of liberal indoctrinated youths flooded the streets of Washington, D.C. to demand more gun control following the tragic shooting in Parkland, Florida. These teenagers who have not graduated high school have taken it upon themselves to lecture the American people that their right to bear arms is outdated and in need of changing, and they are the very people who will make sure that happens. However, while these gun-grabbing teens were busy tugging at the heartstrings of those who are easily manipulated, certain aspects of this massive march raised several red flags for many people in the country. For instance, how did a rally of this magnitude become so perfectly organized in such a small amount of time? And, who is really behind this so-called student-led protest? Now, those answers may finally be revealed, and the truth is even more shocking than what anyone could have imagined. For years, the left has been doing what they can to change the public's perception of the Second Amendment, and sadly, it has been a successful mission. The left knew that the only way they could get people to disarm themselves willingly is by influencing the youth to despise our constitutional rights and beg for the government to control us. Over the last several years, conservatives have seen this disturbing trend occurring in our public schools at an alarming rate as educators have been teaching revisionist history that paints our founding fathers and history in an unsavory light. Now, after close to a decade of this brainwashing, the younger generation is primed and ready to demand our nation's laws be changed in the name of security. So, it comes as no surprise that after several horrific school shootings that have taken place in our country, these manipulated youth would beg for the government to place further restrictions on our God-given rights through carefully organized protests. Though what is a surprise is how fast and well organized these teenage-led protests are, and a prime example is the March for Our Lives rally that was held last week. According to documents revealed through the Freedom of Information Act, the massive march was supposedly planned last year before the Parkland shooting even occurred, and that is not all that was discovered. Here is more from Fellowship of the Minds. On March 24, 2018, 1 month and 10 days after the February 14 shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, student-led pro-gun control March for Our Lives demonstrations took place across America, including in Washington, D.C. The word "R" in March for Our Lives refers to students. From Wikipedia. March for Our Lives was a student-led demonstration in support of tighter gun control that took place on March 24, 2018, in Washington, D.C., with over 800 sibling events throughout the United States and around the world. Student organizers from Never Again MSD planned the march in collaboration with the nonprofit organization Every Town for Gun Safety. The event followed the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting, which was described by many media outlets as a possible tipping point for gun control legislation. Never Again MSD, MSD refers to Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, is a group started on social media as a movement for survivors of the Stoneman Douglas shooting, by survivors of the Stoneman Douglas shooting using the hashtag #NeverAgain. The MSD student survivors who formed Never Again MSD include the now famous David Hogg, Emma Gonzalez, and Cameron Koski. Public demonstrations, especially those that are large-scale like March for Our Lives, require a permit from the police department of the city in which the demonstration will take place. European political researcher Old Amgard contacted the Metropolitan D.C. Police Department concerning the permit for the March for Our Lives demonstration in Washington, D.C. Damgard received this email from Officer Scott C. Earhart of the Homeland Security Bureau of the Metropolitan Police Department. Good morning. In reference to your inquiry concerning the March for Our Lives demonstration, here in the District of Columbia on March 24, 2018. MPD received a permit application several months prior to the actual event, and there was several months of planning for this large event. After further digging, it was revealed that Scott Earhart does appear to be a detective at this division. So, after looking at all this circumstantial evidence, it does bring up more questions concerning the tragic shooting in Florida. For example, how could the group Never Again MSD apply for a permit a few months before the horrific event? Again, how were they able to plan for the March for Our Lives really and ask for the permit months before anyone lost their lives on February 14, 2008? Of course, this is conjecture, but it certainly does bring up more questions about this event, and hopefully, we will be able to get to the bottom of it sooner than later. What do you think about this? Is it all a coincidence or does it lead to something much more sinister? Let us know in the comments below. HT, Fellowship of the Minds.